for most people, I think. I was working through that whole time, and I ended up having to stop working at around 6 months because I developed something called Symphasis Pubis Dysfunction, SPD. My pubic bones and hip bones started to separate too much. Like, I think that my body made too much relaxin, so they started to separate too quickly, and like hyper separate. So I had to kind of stop working. It was really hard for me to walk. It was extraordinarily painful. It was the worst pain. Every time that I rolled over in bed, it felt like somebody was hitting me in the crotch with a baseball bat. So after I had like really been affected by that for about a month, I got referred to a chiropractor and started going to the chiropractor like 3 times a week. And they prescribed me massages too, so they were working on getting me adjusted and my bones to where they should be. So that kind of made, like depending on the day, it made it tolerable. But before I got the chiropractic care, I mean, it was miserable. I couldn't walk, I couldn't move without just being in such awful, awful pain. So, so that kind of sucked. But the chiropractic care did really help a lot. And then, let's see, I think it was two months before I had Aria. I got a kidney infection and I was hospitalized. And then towards the end of the pregnancy, I got hospitalized in a kidney infection because I was, I'm GBS positive, or I was. And so the group B Strep is what it's called. When you're pregnant, it kind of like, it can run rampant and cause issues not only for like when you have your baby, but it can get into like cause really bad UTIs and stuff. So that's what happened to me. And then I got pregnancy cholestasis of pregnancy too. Towards the end of my pregnancy, I was just like itchy all over my body all of the time. It was terrible. But thankfully, like through natural remedies, I drank some teas, and I kept my fat intake to like under 20 grams a day or something like that. Because what it's called, it's your gallbladder is malfunctions basically. So it puts too much bile acids into your blood, and that can be like extremely harmful for babies. It's known to cause like stillbirth and like just bad things if you go past like 37 weeks. So for a long time I thought that I was going to be induced around 37 weeks, but when it turned out that like I had cured it, we ended up going further. So I got to exactly 41 weeks, and my water broke in the middle of the night, and I had like through my whole pregnancy been trying to do everything really natural, and like I wanted to give birth naturally, like no Pitocin, no epidural, like nothing. And in the hospital that I was delivering, like I went to a midwife and stuff in the hospital that I was delivering, and they had like a natural birthing suite where they're not allowed to do interventions. But unfortunately, because I had the GBS infection, I ended up having to be induced because my water broke and my contractions weren't starting at 41 weeks. So they put me on Pitocin right away. And I labored on Pitocin without any pain medication for like 14 hours. And then at 14 hours, and you only have 16 hours to get a baby out. When you have GBS, I feel like this should be a separate video. Anyway, I'll talk a little bit about it, but I can get more into it if people want to know. So when you have GBS and your water breaks first, like from the moment that your water breaks, so you've got 16 hours to get the baby out, or else their increase of like getting an infection from it goes like through the roof. So I was only dilated to 5 centimeters at 14 hours of labor. So we kind of all decided, and I was totally worn out at that point, that an epidural was probably the best option. So I was really disappointed at that. But you gotta do what you gotta do. So I got the epidural, and right away, like as soon as I got the epidural, my body relaxed. I started feeling the urge to push, and within like a half hour, 45 minutes, I was pushing Aria out, and it only took like a half an hour to push her out, and she was born. It's awesome. And that was great. She did end up contracting. They never told me if it was from the GBS or if it was from something else, but she got pneumonia from something, and she had to stay for a week in the hospital, so that was really hard. And I had postpartum depression, and I don't know how much of it was caused by like me being separated from my baby, and like they wouldn't let me feed her for I think 2 days, and she had hardly eaten the whole first day that she was like actually in the room with me. But that was really, really rough, and when we came home, like we were so excited and like really happy and stuff, but just over the next like month or two, we really started to notice that like I was completely depressed. Thankfully I never had an issue bonding with Aria, but I was depressed. So then I'm breastfeeding still, but I've been breastfeeding this whole time, the whole time with Aria. So I got on Zoloft, like a really low dosage, and right now I'm still taking Zoloft, but I'm only on 25 milligrams. And we hope to have, my doctor's appointment is the 9th, so we're going to talk about how soon I can just completely wean off of it, because I really don't feel like I need it anymore. And yeah, so that's a little background, like where I'm at right now, and some issues that I might be dealing with, but hopefully not, because I'm not saying like I had the worst pregnancy ever, but it definitely was not ideal. So yeah, that's how everything pretty much before. If you have any questions about stuff more in depth, or if I should make a separate video about any of the conditions that I had before, which I might do anyway, because especially like pregnancy, cholestasis of pregnancy, I hardly was able to find anything about when it happened to me. So I would like to do a video about that in the future. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I've got my 5-week pregnancy vlog up on my channel right now, and I'll be putting up a new pregnancy vlog every Tuesday, because that's like the start of the new weeks for me. Plus I think, let's see. Oh, okay. So my doctor's appointment is the 9th, which is Thursday. So on the following Tuesday, I'll talk to you about my doctor's appointment. But anyway, make sure to subscribe to my channel to keep track of me and this pregnancy, and feel free to ask me any questions below, and thanks for watching. Bye.